Hi, welcome to today's Talk of the Town. I'm Sandy Benson. Daniella Squicquero, realtor with Engel and Vokers, becomes the new Bluffton news anchor for WHHI-TV. Excited to have her here in this position. She shares why it's so important to her. Welcome.
Good morning, Sandy. Thank you for having me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very
It's been
excited.
wonderful. Yeah.
So, talk a little bit about your experience as a new Bluffton news anchor for the past 3 months.
It's been really quite a learning experience. It was my first time reading from a teleprompter, for example. So, you know, I've got a lot of experience speaking and sort of doing the off-the-cuff thing, and that's really where my speaking skill set was. So, using a script, having a prompt in front of me, that was actually a learning curve for me. So, and it'll probably come up on the Christmas party blooper reel, but when I did my test read, there was this one headline, and I won't get into details, but it was hysterical. I could not stop laughing. I couldn't even get through the headline. I couldn't believe they hired me after that, but I guess I did well on the other 8. So it was, you know, that's kind of been a great learning experience for me, though, and it's just been a fantastic thing to be able to be involved in. So I'm very honored to be able to have this experience.
Well, we're thrilled to have you. And you and I had that conversation months ago about you being able to just speak off the cuff. I am the teleprompter reader, right? And you are off the cuff, and it is two different, very different ways to speak.
Different skill sets, absolutely.
Absolutely. So your background prior to becoming the Bluffton news anchor.
Well, so maybe I should make it clear here, because you did mention in the beginning too, and I get a lot of questions now because people tend to see me on TV a lot. Yes, I am still a residential advisor, and that is my full-time job. It's more than full-time. I tell people I work 8 days a week, and I absolutely, absolutely love real estate. I love everything about it. So that's sort of a contemporaneous rather than a background, because it's still active.
Sure.
Whereas this is something that I love doing, and it turns out I'm pretty good at it, so it works out very well, works with my schedule, and it's wonderful for exposure. But prior to that, you know, I've worked in a bank, I ran a yoga studio, I've done flower arranging, so I've got all kinds of things under my belt.
Very well-rounded.
Thank you.
So what do you bring to Bluffton, and why is that town so important to you?
And you've heard me say this 1,000 times, if you follow me on Facebook, Instagram,
and
Twitter.
I do.
Yes, and so you see me every day. I just love everything about Bluffton. I love it, and you know, I am a transplant, as many of us are, but I don't think that that reduces your love of the area. In fact, I think that in some ways it just gives you a different perspective, because you've had the experience of not having grown up there, and being able to sort of integrate yourself into the community, which is a fantastic community of people. People are what make Bluffton. Bluffton itself is very charming. I love the architecture, I love the history, but it's the people that really make Bluffton what it is. The people and the river.
The river.
So those two things together create a completely unique lifestyle.
And it's funny, every time I go away, the feeling I have, and that's when you know you really love where you live.
I know what you're going to say, and it's exactly right.
The feeling when I come back and I come over the bridge, I just go, this is why I live here. This is God's country, and you either have that feeling or you don't, but if you have it, it's just in your blood. Yeah,
well, you know, I tell people, there is nowhere or no thing that is for everyone, but if Bluffton is for you, and really the whole Low Country, it's very unique, it's going to be the one that's at the top of the list. There's not even any reason to look anywhere else, because it is just the most magnificent place to be.
So let's switch back to the Bluffton News. What's your time frame? Like, when are you on, and what do you kind of talk about? Like, tell us a little bit about the show.
Sure. So it's a pretty standard news format. We do local and state headlines. We've got interviews. We've got sort of on-location pieces. So it really varies show to show, but that's the basic format. And it's funny because I actually don't have cable. So people ask me what channel and it's on, and I can say WHHI, but I actually don't know what number that is because I don't watch TV. But you know, you can get everything on YouTube now or on Roku or whatever it is. So that's what we do at home. But you know, it's sort of a sort of a basic format. And you know, what do we focus on? We focus on local news. We focus on what's going on around town. You know, we've got, as we know, this is a hugely booming area.
Right.
And we've got a great growing economy. So there's always a ribbon cutting. There's always a new business. There's always some sort of gallery opening or something like that. So those are the kinds of things that we hone in on and make sure people know what's happening.
I think it's a really good, positive news feed.
I think so.
And I think you do a great job with it, and we're so glad to have you.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Thanks, Daniella. And we'll be right back with Talk of the Town.